So this is basically the circuit given. The question is, for the circuit shown below, if each diode has a current voltage of 0.65 volt and input voltage of 5 volt, and ID1 is equals to half of ID2, then the value of R1 in kilo ohms. Okay, so as current ID1 and ID2 is flowing, so we can assume that these diodes are in on condition. Okay, so we can replace them by their equivalent voltage sources. Okay, so this is basically the circuit. Okay, so you can apply KVL over here in this path. Okay, so ID1 ID2 is flowing in this path, and ID1 is over here. Okay, so you can see this -5 plus R1 into ID2 plus 0.65 that is plus 1.3 volt plus 0.65, that is equals to 0. So this is basically the KVL. Okay, so you can write R1 ID2, that is basically equals to 5 minus 1.3 minus 0.65. Okay, so R1 ID2 is basically your 3.05. okay, now you can see the potential over here, the voltage difference over here is 0.65 volt. So this current plus this current is basically this current ID2. So you can write ID2 is basically this 0.65 divided by 1k, that is in milliampere, plus ID1. okay, so the given that the ID1 is basically half of ID2. okay, so you can bring half ID2 over here, so it will be simply half ID2 equals to 0.65. so ID2 is 1.3 milliampere, right? Now you can put the value over here. So R1 is basically 3.05 divided by 1.3 milliampere, that is how much? That is basically your 2.346 approximately kilo ohms. okay, so this is basically the answer.